Hi everybody, it's Cori. I'm here today with a stitch along. This month is I'd like to participate in an event that Sharon over at Pencil Surprises, I'll put the link for her below, and Diamond Grandma has agreed to co-host with her to do an event called Big Butts 23. And the purpose of this is to bring awareness to obesity and have a little fun in the process. And it's just a little bit of fun. And I thought I would like to join in that. And the way that I'm going to do that is with this cross stitch kit that came from Onedaysaving. This is it's a girl with a flower, and she's got large, looks like she's she meets that criteria of big butts. So anyway, so that is her. I have no idea if y'all are seeing this, but this is a cross stitch that has 20 colors, and I don't like to have all the threads on this. It's too floppy and it drives me nuts, and so I rekit them, and I kind of do it like diamond painting. I'm gonna stand up a little bit so you can see. I kind of do it like diamond painting, where you copy the chart, and I just make little stickers to put on the floss drop card. These are just really cheap tags that I found. I ran out of my cutesy ones. So anyway, so I have them on a ring, and it's just easier for me to work with. I hang them up by my work area. This isn't my normal work area. This is for you guys. And I've got a thread coming out. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I know what group that came from. So those are my threads, my 20 colors. This is a chart. I hope I don't need it much because it is kind of small, but it does look like there's some solid areas and a little bit of confetti, but I don't think this one will be too hard. I brought with me my homemade needle threader. I always lose them, and so I glued some on a bunch of these, and I actually sold a bunch at the Amish had an auction, and I was able to sell a lot of these, and so that's awesome. I need to get some more knick-knack doodads and sell some more. So that's my needle threader, and I've got my scissors. These are not my normal normal scissors to sew with, but that's what I've got right now. So this is my chart, and this is the fabric. There are 2 needles here in it. I only need one, and I didn't bring my pin cushion, so I'm going to go ahead and stick that up here, and I'll use one. I'll just stick this one over here. So, I'm kind of new to the cross-stitching world. I cross-stitched when I was in my early 20s, a little bit up until my 30s, and I gave up because I can't count. I kept having issues with it, and so I quit doing it. But this when it's printed on the canvas, you don't have to count, so I'm enjoying it. These symbols over here are very large. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find an area that I guess we'll just start right on her face, because there's plenty of solid colors there, so I won't have to change colors often. I'm going to choose number 17 right here. This is purple on the canvas, but if we look over here, it's actually a flesh color. So I'm going to go ahead and start with her face, and we'll get to stitching. What I do is, that's color number 17. I hope this is showing up in the camera, you guys. I really have no idea what is showing up. So what I do is I go ahead and flip the whole thing over so that number 17 is on top. That way later, if I need to go away, come back, I know what color I was working on, where I'm at. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this whole string out because I'm going to, I'll probably use all of them. This is an 11 count cross stitch. And I have been doing my 11 count by only, you're supposed to use 3 threads, but I started using 2. This was a tip I got from Ava over at Stitching in the Interlake. I thought they were too bulky. I wish I had my sample here with me of one that I did with 3, but to me they seem rather bulky and difficult, and so I'll put that over here. I'm going to get my handy dandy needle threader and get the 2 ends together here. So I should have had my needles all threaded if I'd have been thinking. But this is a process video, so this is part of the process. I bought this from Onedaysaving. This was not a PR package, but I bought this from them. I bought a bunch from them. If you remember, I guess not a bunch, but I brought quite a bit. And so all the ones that are purple are actually going to be the flesh color. And I am going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of scrunch it up because that'll help make it softer. And it'll probably take more scrunching than that, but I'm going to go ahead and start my stitches. The way I start my stitches is kind of a combination of several people, and so I don't even remember who I learned this from. What I do is I come up in the center of the square, and it works if the paint or color isn't too thick. I pull this as close as I can to the end. I'm going to have to trim that because my ends aren't exactly even. And then I just try to go over one thread in the very center of the square. Then I pull it through. Make sure it's kind of tight. And then I go ahead and start my stitch. This is my first stitch with me, guys, so please bear with me. And then I try to do the sewing method when I can. Sometimes you just do whatever you got to do to get the stitches done. But Stitching with Laura has a good tutorial on how to do the sewing stitch. And it changed the way I did my stitching. I don't know if there's a word for what I did before, but it just goes smoother when you do it the sewing method, I think. And I go ahead and complete each stitch as I go along. So I'm really been into the stitching lately. It's because of the way I have to do my setup for my back and neck. I have to have it at an angle, and I have to pull the table desk up as close as I can to me. It's just hard to get up and down when you need to go take care of things, keep matters and stuff. And so it's just like, it's become a burden to me to diamond paint. I enjoy it once I can sit down and do it, but it was so much easier when I could just set it on the table and do it. And it's like, I don't know how long I could stitch like this, guys, because this is sitting at a table and not resting my head and neck back against the back of the chair. So anyway, I'm kind of worried about this, if it's covering good enough. These two threads are covering good enough. And I still haven't washed one. I think they might fluff up a bit after when you're finished with these, you soak them in water and all the dye comes out of it and leaves just the stitches. So I don't know. It seems like some of the lighter threads are thinner. They're not as bulky. And so, and what I do as far as the length of the thread, I'm trying this one the way they sent them. They're really rather long because I hate stopping and changing thread. And I will figure out if these threads are quality enough to withstand that. And if they get too frayed and too messy looking, I will do them shorter on the next round. But I always give them a try. And sometimes that has to do with the different colors. You know, the same kit would, has the same threads, but different colors behave differently. You kind of see that in the diamond painting world too, I think. Although it's not as blatantly obvious, I think. So I would like to try to start doing some of these stitch with me's on a regular basis. I need to figure out a way that I can do it from my recliner, and so I can not have to worry about my back and neck. It would be really nice if this is really actually showing up in the video. I could be totally off screen and not know it. I'm gonna check just a second. Okay, I think it's working. And y'all are probably, I don't know, you diamond painters, I still into diamond painting. I still love getting diamond painting kits, and I'm not leaving that world behind. But this has made my life simpler. And Gunther has to do his appearance. Every time. I had a tangled mess of threads earlier. And 2 cats tried to untangle that mess. And it was, you get one to leave you alone, and then another one would come and try to join in the fray. No, you can't get up there, Gunther. That is one place you cannot climb. Yes, I know, sweetie. I know. Hold on. Do you want to wander off a little bit so I can stitch? Huh? Gunther? Oh, you're going to make yourself at home. No, you can't have that. You can't have that. Here you go. Gunther is such a sweet kitty. He's the one that loves me. Persephone is, she doesn't need as much attention. When she wants it, she needs it, but it's very rarely does she demand attention. She likes to be around. She's always in the periphery of whatever I'm doing, but she doesn't necessarily want to be held. I'm a bit allergic to cats, and I'll start coughing in the middle of the night, and it'll, you know, when it gets to the point where it wakes me up, I'll look and there's Persephone right in my nose. So, but she's a sweetheart too. She just loves from a distance. Yeah, today you maybe too much information here, but I changed the litter box, and I took it all outside, and I like to let it air out a little bit. I kind of spray it and let it air out if I'm not going to completely wash it. And so I went and took the litter out, came back in, got busy doing other things, and you know, a couple of hours later, I go in the bathroom and see that I never filled the litter box again. I haven't found any accidents anywhere, but that was a close one. So, I've had some health scares. I don't know, I've kind of alluded to it a little bit. I want to thank my friends who were with me through it. I'm still not through it. I don't know what... There is something wrong with me that they can't really seem to find it out. But my lymph nodes are swollen. And when I went for a sonogram, that showed that there were lesions there. And I did the Google thing. And from the Google thing, I knew I was dead within a year. It's like, I have a 95% chance of having a cancer that was only 4% recovery. All three of the cancers that show up in that lymph node, there's only a 4% cancer survival rate. And I'm like, so I knew that was it for me. Well, they did further tests, and when they did the CAT scan after the sonogram, it didn't show there. It wasn't anything to have worried over. But that was very upsetting to me. And I want to thank Ava. She really, I freaked out, and I knew she was a nurse. She helped calm me down. And before it was all over with, I had come to the conclusion that, you know, I have to just put it in God's hands, you know. Sometimes that's the best we can do, and He knows what's the best for us, and so I calmed down from that, and then when we got the results, I calmed down some more. But of course, that's leading to more tests, and yeah, I don't know. I do know that I'm very weak, and I don't have any stamina, and you know, maybe that's just part of aging, and I've got to deal with it. I really don't know. But that's why I craft as much as I do, is because there's not a whole lot that I have what it takes to do otherwise. And when I feel good, I have all these plans and all these things I'm gonna do, and I get into it, and all of a sudden I can't do it. So, but I've got lots of friends, good people around me, and life is good. Gunther, do you think you can find a place that is approved by both of us? Okay. And okay, I think he's gonna jump down off the table. I come in here to this room. The only time I'm in this room is to film, because it's the only room that has any sunlight coming through the windows. For all the other windows are on the other side of the house. And the sun just is over there. It's in the, it comes up over there, and it kind of crosses kitty corner over my house to where in the evening it comes up on the east corner, and the west corner is over there. So it's that whole side of the house that gets the sunlight. And and then there's a kitchen on that wall, so there's not much, light there. None of the other rooms have windows, so, or they have windows, but not on that side. I moved my office space over there, and I did some of my videos over there, but I was having a really hard time with the lighting. Not that I'm doing grand here either, but anyway, I'm gonna look and see. I'd like to keep my videos around 20-30 minutes, and I don't know where we're at right now. I'm gonna have to get up and look. Sorry, guys. Okay, we've got a few more minutes. Hopefully I can do these stitch with me's, and hopefully I can get that set up in my bedroom, and I'd like to do it daily. The lighting will be the issue in my bedroom, as well as a way to clamp it up to watch, to get a view of my stitching. I don't like to show my face much. I don't feel like I'm very attractive. So I just assume just let you look at my hands. But I think that's gotten, as I've gotten older, it's just gotten worse. I was pretty cute as a teenager. But anyway, I have a son who is out. He's a truck driver. He's really struggling right now with the fuel prices. It really cut into his income. But hopefully we're trying to keep the car, keep the phones, and keep whatever, because he helps me out a lot. He leaves his car here with me when he's gone, and he helps me out with the phone also. So, because since I'm not able to work, he helps me out. And anyway, that's probably too much information. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to need ideas. I have an idea of something to talk about. This area is actually, the place where I live is actually the birthplace of the cowboy. It's the part of Texas where the cowboy lifestyle came to be. And there was a man named Frank Dobie who wrote stories from that time. And if y'all are interested, I can read some of those stories. I will read them and just relay them to you. Some of the interesting things really kind of happened around here, even though this place is now not a very exciting place. But, you know, Santa Anna marched his army through here. There's a legend that he buried gold there's a town called De Niro about 5 miles from here. And it's named De Niro because that's where they think the treasure is hidden. Of course, nobody's found it, and there's all kinds of legends about that. And so if y'all are interested in that, let me know. If you've made it through this far on the video, I'd really love to know. Some of the things, just tell me if you're interested in hearing some of those stories. It's kind of, George West is known as the folk. They have a festival every year. They're trying to keep the folk stories alive. And they have the storytellers come. And they relay their stories. It's kind of fun to hear some of those. But anyway, I didn't get a whole lot done. I got just this little bit. It's hard to see from the back. My back doesn't look that pretty, but I tried. And but I'd love it if you hit the like button and wrote a comment. See if I can come up with enough exciting things to keep you guys entertained while I stitch. My life isn't that exciting, but maybe I can find exciting things to talk about. So I really love that you've joined me today. Don't forget, you can participate in the Big Butts 23 with pencil surprises and Diamond Grandma. And don't forget to comment before you leave. And take care, and I will see you again in the next one. I guess Gunther will probably be there too. Ta-ta for now. Take care. I guess it's over.